The silent food that eats away at your nerves. How to save your legs before it's too late. Have you ever felt persistent tingling in your feet that just won't go away? Have you ever woken up at dawn with acute pain in your legs that no medicine can relieve? What if I tell you that your own food is silently destroying your nerves? Neuropathy is a devastating condition that compromises the lives of millions of people. The alarming thing is that the main causes are in your own kitchen, disguised as common foods. What you're consuming today can determine whether you'll still be able to feel your feet tomorrow. Every food choice directly impacts the health of your peripheral nervous system. Neuropathy advances in silence, but its effects are brutally noticeable when it is already late. In this article, I'll reveal the 15 most dangerous foods that are damaging your nerves right now. Number 1. The most dangerous of all is probably in your pantry right now. Would you be willing to make some simple changes today to avoid crippling pain tomorrow? In addition, I'll share 5 proven strategies for protecting and regenerating your nervous system. This knowledge can be the difference between a lifetime of mobility or painful limitations. Let's get started. 1. Fried foods, the disguised poison that slowly paralyzes your nerves. Fried foods are bombs of trans fats and oxidized compounds that are harmful to the nervous system. When food is dipped in hot oil, substances are created that attack the myelin sheaths. These sheaths are the protective insulation of nerves, essential for the proper transmission of electrical impulses. Without this protection, your nerves are like bare electrical wires, causing a short circuit. French fries, pastries, and fried snacks trigger chronic inflammation throughout the body. Every bite of fried foods is silently eroding the communication between your brain and extremities. The oxidized fats present in fried foods also drastically compromise blood microcirculation. This poor circulation prevents essential nutrients and oxygen from reaching the nerve ends. Without proper nutrition, your peripheral nerves begin to slowly die, causing pain and tingling. Oils reheated several times, common in cafeterias, are even more toxic to the nervous system. Switching from fried foods to baked or grilled foods can represent a transformation in nervous health. Are you willing to give up this momentary pleasure to preserve your future sensitivity and mobility? 2. Refined sugar, the sweet enemy that cuts off your nerves' communication. Refined sugar is one of the most dangerous enemies of your nervous system. Each tablespoon of sugar consumed triggers inflammatory processes that directly affect your peripheral nerves. High glucose levels cause glycation, a process that caramelizes proteins, including nerve proteins. This biochemical alteration permanently damages the structures of the nerves, compromising their essential function. Insulin resistance resulting from excessive sugar consumption is the main precursor to diabetic neuropathy. Every sugary dessert you consume may be melting your peripheral nerve fibers. Soft drinks, cakes, and industrialized sweets cause particularly harmful glycemic peaks. These spikes force your body to release large amounts of insulin, destabilizing your metabolic system. Over time, this cycle damages the small blood vessels that feed your nerves. Diabetic neuropathy, the main form of neuropathy in the world, begins even before the diagnosis of diabetes. Drastically reducing sugar consumption can halt and even reverse the early stages of neuropathy. Will you continue to sacrifice the vital communication of your nerves for moments of sugary pleasure? 3. Refined carbs, the white trap that destroys your sensitivity. Refined carbohydrates are converted into simple sugar in the body almost as quickly as pure sugar. White bread, polished rice, and refined noodles aggressively skyrocket blood glucose. Without the natural fibers of whole grains, these carbohydrates are absorbed instantly by the digestive system. This accelerated absorption causes the same nerve-damaging effect as the direct consumption of sugars. The resulting insulin spikes compromise the microcirculation essential for the nutrition of nerve fibers. Every serving of refined carbohydrate is potentially accelerating the degradation of your peripheral sensitivity. In addition to the glycemic impact, these refined foods are devoid of essential nutrients for the nerves. During the refinement process, B vitamins, magnesium, and zinc are removed from the grains. This combination creates a devastating scenario: high glycemic impact along with a deficiency of neuroessential nutrients. Gradually replacing with whole grain versions can make a significant difference in nerve health. Brown rice, sprouted grain breads, and whole grain pasta maintain the original fiber and nutrients. Your nerves are begging for this change. Can you hear the signals they are sending? 4. Excess salt, the white powder that inflames your nerves. Excessive salt consumption is a silent but devastating factor for the deterioration of peripheral nerves. This seemingly harmless condiment raises your blood pressure and causes significant vascular damage. The resulting hypertension compromises the small capillaries that nourish the ends of the nerves. Over time, this poor circulation leads to the progressive death of nerve fibers, starting with the most distant ones. Refined salt, which is devoid of the balancing minerals present in natural salt, is particularly harmful. Every excessive pinch of salt is strangling the vital supply your nerves need to survive. Most alarmingly, approximately 70% of the salt we consume is hidden in processed foods. Instant soups, ready-made sauces, and snack foods contain surprisingly high sodium levels. This constant exposure overloads your kidneys and cardiovascular system, compromising peripheral circulation. Reducing salt consumption should start by eliminating processed foods, not just the salt shaker. Fresh herbs, lemon, onion, and garlic can add flavor without the detrimental effects of excess sodium. Are you willing to sacrifice a little salt to preserve communication between brain and extremities? 5. Fast food. Fast food, permanent damage. Fast food represents the most toxic combination possible for your nervous system in a single meal. These meals contain extreme levels of trans fats, refined carbohydrates, sugars, and sodium simultaneously. This combination triggers an inflammatory storm in the body that directly attacks nerve fibers. Low-quality oils reused in frying are particularly rich in neurotoxic compounds. Sandwiches, chips, and soft drinks form the perfect trio to accelerate nervous degeneration processes. Every meal at fast food chains is potentially silencing critical messages from your nervous system. In addition to the harmful ingredients, these meals are notoriously deficient in neuroprotective nutrients. Antioxidants, B vitamins, and omega-3, essential for nerve health, are completely absent. This combination creates the perfect scenario. High toxicity, along with deficiency of the repairing nutrients. Replacing fast food with homemade alternatives, even simple ones, represents a significant protection for the nerves. A homemade sandwich with whole grain bread, lean protein, and fresh vegetables offers nutrition without the risks. Is your nervous system worth more than a few minutes saved on a quick meal? 6. Alcohol in excess, the glass that silences your nerves. Binge drinking is one of the most direct and well-documented causes of peripheral neuropathy. Alcoholic neuropathy affects approximately 65% of people with a history of chronic alcoholism. This substance exerts a direct toxic effect on nerve fibers, damaging their structure and functioning. Alcohol also severely compromises the absorption of B vitamins, which are crucial for nerve health. The resulting thiamine B1 deficiency leads to degeneration of myelin that protects and insulates nerves. Every extra dose of alcohol is potentially disconnecting nerve pathways essential to your mobility. In addition to direct damage, alcohol interferes with glucose metabolism, contributing to insulin resistance. Chronic dehydration caused by alcohol also impairs the conduction of electrical impulses through the nerves. Reducing or eliminating alcohol consumption can result in surprisingly rapid improvements in neurological symptoms. Many people report a significant reduction in numbness and tingling after a few weeks of abstinence. Alternative drinks like lemon water or iced teas can replace alcohol at social occasions. Will you continue to compromise your sensitivity and motor function for momentary pleasure? 7. Dangerous sausages, processed meats, that cut your nerves. Sausages such as sausage, bologna, and ham contain a cocktail of nerve-toxic substances. Rich in nitrates and nitrites, these preservatives can form potentially neurotoxic nitrous compounds. The curing process of these meats creates advanced glycation compounds that damage nerve proteins. The very high sodium content in these products compromises the microcirculation essential for the nutrition of the nerves. Added to this are saturated and trans fats that increase inflammation and worsen peripheral circulation. Each slice of built-in is potentially cutting off crucial communications between brain and extremities. The industrial processing of these meats adds several synthetic additives with the potential for neurological damage. People who consume sausages regularly have a significantly higher risk of developing peripheral neuropathy. Replacing sausages with fresh, less processed proteins can have quick benefits for nerve health. Shredded chicken, hard-boiled egg, or hummus represent nutritionally superior alternatives to sandwiches and snacks. If you can't eliminate it completely, drastically reduce the frequency of consumption of these products. Are you willing to trade the convenience of processed foods for the preservation of your nervous sensitivity? 8. Saturated fats. The fat that chokes your nerves. Excess saturated fats are especially harmful to peripheral nerves farther from the body. Present in fatty meats, yellow cheeses, and butter, they seriously compromise blood circulation. High consumption of these fats significantly increases LDL cholesterol and triglycerides in the blood. This altered lipid profile contributes to the formation of atherosclerotic plaques in the blood vessels. The resulting compromised circulation prevents the proper arrival of oxygen and nutrients to the nerve extremities. Every excessive serving of saturated fat is silently choking your peripheral nerves to death. In addition to the circulatory impact, these fats promote systemic inflammation and insulin resistance. This combination creates a hostile biochemical environment for the delicate structures of nerve fibers. Replacing saturated fats with healthier options can have substantial benefits for nerve health. Olive oil, avocados, nuts, and seeds contain fats that benefit rather than harm. These monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats have anti-inflammatory properties that protect the nerves. Your nerves are literally begging for these changes. Can you feel the signals they send? 9. Monosodium. Glutamate, the secret additive that attacks your nervous system. Monosodium glutamate, MSG, is a flavor enhancer present in thousands of processed foods. This additive is hidden in instant soups, snacks, ready-made sauces, and industrialized seasonings. Neurobiologically, MSG is an excitatory neurotransmitter that can overstimulate neurons until cell damage. Sensitive people often report headaches, tingling, and palpitations after consuming foods with MSG. Studies associate regular consumption of this additive with a higher risk of peripheral neuropathy in susceptible individuals. Each pack of glutamate may be silently overexciting your nerves to exhaustion. MSG often hides on labels under names like hydrolyzed plant protein or yeast extract. This camouflage makes it difficult for conscious consumers to completely avoid their exposure to this compound. Eliminating foods with MSG from the diet can result in significant improvements for people with neurological symptoms. Preparing home-cooked meals using fresh ingredients is the most effective way to avoid this additive. Natural seasonings such as fresh herbs, garlic, onions, and spices provide flavor without neurological risks. Are you willing to ditch artificially intensified flavor to protect your nervous system? 10. Artificial sweeteners, the sweet taste that embitters your nervous health. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame, saccharin, and sucralose were created to replace calorie-free sugar. Paradoxically, recent studies link these compounds to metabolic problems and potential neurological damage. Aspartame, in particular, breaks down into components such as phenylalanine, aspartic acid, and methanol. The latter can be converted into formaldehyde in the body, a substance potentially toxic to the nerves. Sensitive people report neurological symptoms such as headaches, dizziness, and tingling after consumption. Every sip of diet soda may be slowly compromising your nerve connections. In addition to the possible direct neurotoxic effects, artificial sweeteners profoundly alter the gut microbiota. This imbalance in the intestinal flora is increasingly recognized as an important factor for neurological health. Gradually reducing both sugar and artificial sweeteners can recalibrate your taste buds to less sweetness. Natural options like small amounts of honey, good quality stevia, or fruit can satisfy the sweet tooth. The palate adjustment takes approximately 3 weeks, allowing you to enjoy less intense flavors. Is the temporary sweet taste worth the risk of permanently compromising your nervous sensitivity? 11. Caffeine. In excess, when your daily stimulant becomes enemy. Caffeine, present in coffee, teas, and energy drinks, is the most consumed psychoactive substance worldwide. In moderate doses, it can offer cognitive benefits, but in excess, it becomes problematic for the nervous system. High consumption overloads your sympathetic nervous system, keeping you in a constant fight or flight state. This chronic hyperactivation can exacerbate neurological symptoms such as tingling, tremors, and altered sensitivity. For people with established neuropathy, excessive caffeine often intensifies pain and discomfort. Every extra cup of coffee may be pushing your nervous system beyond the acceptable limit. As a diuretic, caffeine increases the loss of fluids and electrolytes, essential for proper nerve function. The resulting dehydration compromises the conduction of electrical impulses by the nerves, aggravating existing symptoms. Gradually reducing caffeine consumption can significantly relieve symptoms in people with neuropathy. Limiting intake to 1 or 2 servings in the morning minimizes negative effects while maintaining benefits. Properly hydrating with water throughout the day partially offsets the diuretic effects of caffeine. Are you willing to moderate your relationship with caffeine to give your nerves the calm they need? 12. Margarine, the false friend that destroys your nervous communication. Margarine, touted for decades as a healthy alternative to butter, can be nerve-wracking. Rich in artificial trans fats created by the hydrogenation process, it directly interferes with cellular health. Trans fats alter the composition and fluidity of cell membranes, including those of neurons. This alteration compromises the ability of nerves to transmit electrical signals efficiently between cells. In addition, these artificial fats dramatically increase inflammatory markers throughout the body. Every dash of margarine on bread may be sabotaging vital electrical communication between your nerves. Trans fats also compromise blood circulation by raising LDL and lowering HDL simultaneously. This altered lipid profile contributes to atherosclerosis and reduced blood flow to the extremities. Replacing margarine with more natural fats can have significant benefits for the entire nervous system. Extra virgin olive oil, unrefined coconut oil, or mashed avocado are all nutritionally superior alternatives. The key is to choose fats that your body recognizes and can metabolize properly. Will you continue to consume artificial fats, or will you opt for nutrients that your nerves recognize? 13. Canned foods, preservatives that conserve. Nerve diseases. Canned foods offer convenience, but they often contain preservatives and contaminants that are harmful to the nerves. Many cans are internally coated with bisphenol A, BPA, a compound associated with neurological damage. This endocrine disruptor can interfere with hormonal signaling necessary for nerve health and regeneration. Canned foods are also notoriously high in sodium, contributing to hypertension and poor peripheral circulation. Preservatives, such as benzoates and sulfites, common in these products, can have cumulative neurotoxic effects. Each can opened may be releasing compounds that silently compromise your nervous system. The acidity required for canned food often requires additives that increase systemic inflammation. The intense thermal processing used in sterilization destroys vitamins crucial for nerve health. Replacing canned foods with fresh or frozen alternatives can significantly reduce these risks. When you need to use canned goods, look for brands that use BPA-free packaging and low-sodium versions. Washing canned foods before use may partially reduce sodium and preservative content. Does your nervous system deserve foods that don't need chemical preservatives to stay edible? 14. Sodas, the bubbly drink that dissolves your nerves. Soft drinks combine multiple nerve-damaging factors: refined sugar, caffeine, and chemical additives. A single can of soda contains approximately 10 tablespoons of sugar, causing extreme glycemic spikes. This metabolic roller coaster overloads your pancreas and contributes to insulin resistance. The extreme acidity of these drinks also impairs the absorption of essential minerals like calcium and magnesium. These minerals are crucial for the proper transmission of nerve impulses and the health of the nervous system. Every sip of soda is potentially leaching vital nutrients and damaging your nerve fibers. In addition to sugar, soft drinks contain artificial colors such as tartrazine yellow and allura red. These additives have been linked to adverse neurological reactions in sensitive people. Diet sodas aren't better. They replace sugar with potentially neurotoxic artificial sweeteners. Replacing soft drinks with water, natural teas, or water with lemon slices is a fundamental change. Detoxifying the taste buds from the extremely sweet taste may take a few weeks, but the benefits are immense. Would you trade this momentary satisfaction for years of preserved mobility and sensitivity? 15. Ultra-processed foods, the ticking time bomb. In your pantry, ultra-processed foods combine multiple harmful factors into products that seem harmless. Rich in chemical additives, trans fats, refined sugars, and preservatives, they are true neurological enemies. These industrialized products are formulated in laboratories to maximize palatability and shelf life, not health. The ingredient list often includes dozens of synthetic compounds that your body doesn't naturally recognize. Many of these additives have been linked to cumulative neurotoxic effects when consumed regularly. Each packet of ultra-processed food may be dumping neurotoxic compounds directly into your system. Ultra-processed foods are also deficient in essential nutrients for nerve maintenance and regeneration. This combination is devastating. Active toxicity plus nutritional deficiency, creating double damage to the nervous system. The chronic inflammation caused by these foods compromises the integrity of nerve fibers throughout the body. Products such as breakfast cereals, ready-to-eat sauces, and instant soups lead this harmful category. Gradually replacing ultra-processed foods with minimally processed foods can reverse early neurological damage. Will you be able to give up the false convenience of these products that are destroying your nerves? Metabolic Rescue: How to control your glucose to save your nerves. Controlling blood glucose levels is the most powerful strategy for protecting your nerves. High blood glucose directly damages nerve fibers through a process called advanced glycation. This process permanently alters nerve proteins, compromising their structure and essential function. Diabetes is the #1 cause of neuropathy in the world, accounting for more than 50% of cases. Every balanced meal you consume is actively protecting your nervous system's vital communication. Reducing the consumption of refined carbohydrates and sugars is the first step to stabilizing blood glucose. Lean proteins and healthy fats help slow down the absorption of sugars, preventing harmful spikes. Regular physical activity increases insulin sensitivity, improving the body's processing of glucose. This combination helps maintain stable glycemic levels, which are essential for stopping the progression of neuropathy. People with diabetes or prediabetes should regularly monitor their blood glucose levels. Are you willing to make the necessary changes today to preserve the sensitivity of your feet tomorrow? The movement that heals. The power of exercise in nerve regeneration. Regular exercise is one of the most powerful interventions to protect and regenerate the nervous system. Physical activity significantly improves blood flow, bringing oxygen and vital nutrients to the nerves. Regular exercise also reduces insulin resistance by controlling blood sugar levels. In addition, physical activity reduces systemic inflammation that contributes to the deterioration of nerve fibers. Each step during a walk is potentially reactivating dormant nerve connections in the extremities. Low-impact exercises like swimming, cycling, and yoga are particularly beneficial for people with neuropathy. These activities improve circulation without subjecting the already sensitive areas of the feet to excessive pressure. Balance exercises are especially important, as neuropathy often compromises this ability. Consistency is more important than intensity. Regular moderate exercise is superior to intense sessions. Starting with just 5 to 10 minutes daily and gradually increasing is a safe and effective approach. Are you ready to take the first steps, literally, to regain the vitality of your nervous system? Protective nutrition, the foods that shield and restore your nervous system. Just as there are foods that damage the nerves, there are those that actively protect and regenerate the nervous system. Foods rich in B vitamins are essential for the health and repair of nerve fibers. Sources such as eggs, fish, lean meats, and fermented milks are rich in these essential vitamins. Each meal rich in neuroprotective nutrients acts as a shield for your nervous system. Colorful foods contain antioxidants that fight oxidative stress, the main aggressor of nerves. Omega-3s present in fatty fish such as salmon, sardines, and flaxseed have powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Magnesium present in nuts, seeds, and dark green vegetables is critical for proper nerve function. Foods rich in alpha-lipoic acid, such as spinach and broccoli, protect against oxidative damage to the nerves. This unique antioxidant has the ability to regenerate other antioxidants and act in diverse cellular environments. Are you ready to turn your plate into a living pharmacy that nourishes and regenerates your nervous system? Toxic release: Why quitting alcohol and cigarettes can save your nerves. Alcohol and tobacco pose two of the biggest external threats to the integrity of your nervous system. Alcohol has a direct toxic effect on nerves, causing the dreaded, well-documented alcoholic neuropathy. This neurotoxic impact is compounded by interference with the absorption of essential nutrients for nerves. The resulting thiamine, Ba deficiency, can lead to nerve degeneration even in moderate consumers. Each day without alcohol and tobacco offers your nerves a chance to start the healing process. Tobacco, in turn, causes severe vasoconstriction, drastically reducing peripheral blood flow. This circulatory reduction deprives the nerves farther away of oxygen and essential nutrients for survival. The toxins present in cigarettes have direct effects on the peripheral and central nervous system. Quitting these habits can have surprisingly quick effects on improving neurological symptoms. Peripheral circulation begins to improve just 3 days after quitting, immediately benefiting the nerves. Are you ready to rid your nervous system of these toxins and allow it to begin to recover? Vital balance: how your weight determines the health of your nerves. Maintaining a healthy weight is one of the most important factors in protecting your nervous system from damage. Being overweight significantly increases the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, the main cause of neuropathy. Obesity also promotes a state of chronic inflammation that directly impairs nerve function. Adipose tissue, especially visceral tissue, releases inflammatory substances that progressively damage the nerves. Every pound you lose in a healthy way is literally relieving pressure and restoring function to your nerves. Abdominal fat is particularly harmful, strongly associated with insulin resistance and diabetes. This direct relationship between visceral fat and glucose metabolism has profound implications for nerve health. Healthy weight loss, through a balanced diet and regular exercise, quickly benefits the nerves. Many people report significant reduction in tingling and neuropathic pain after modest weight loss. The important thing is to focus on sustainable lifestyle changes, not on temporary restrictive diets. Are you willing to take this fundamental step to protect your nerves and your quality of life? Never give up. Possible regeneration and the way to regain your sensitivity. Neuropathy may seem like a definitive sentence, but there are concrete reasons to stay hopeful and persist. Recent research reveals that the peripheral nervous system has a greater capacity for regeneration than previously believed. When we remove the offending factors and provide adequate nutrients, the nerves can initiate repairing processes. The key is to act as soon as possible. Recovery is more complete when interventions are started early. Your journey to regaining nervous health starts with a simple decision: prioritize your well-being. Eliminating the 15 destructive foods we discussed is the first and most important step toward recovery. Simultaneously, incorporating protective nutrients provides the tools your body needs for regeneration. Regular exercise, glycemic control, and a healthy weight make up the fundamental triad for reversing early damage. Patience and persistence are essential. Nerve recovery is a gradual process that can take months. Remember, every person with advanced neuropathy started with mild symptoms that were initially overlooked. Are you ready to start your nerve regeneration journey today and regain your quality of life? The feeling of walking with confidence, without pain or fear of losing your balance? This is the future you deserve. The choices you make today literally determine whether your nerves will continue to deteriorate or begin to regenerate. Eliminate the worst food that causes neuropathy, ultra-processed foods, and all the other villains we've discussed. Adopt protective strategies, implementing a new change every week, building sustainable habits. Your body possesses incredible self-regeneration ability when you remove the obstacles and provide you with necessary resources. Do not wait until occasional tingling turns into persistent pain or complete loss of sensation. The journey of nerve recovery begins with a single step: the decision you are making at this moment. You deserve to live with full sensation, movement, and without the constant fear of neuropathic complications in the future. The power is in your hands, or more accurately, in the choices you make daily at the grocery store and in the kitchen. Make nervous protection your priority today, and your future self will thank you for the quality of life you have preserved.